Session 5 of Unit 4, where we are going to look at remarriage. After going through Session 5, you should be able to explain why remarriages to women may not be successful, explain why divorced men remarry earlier than women, and identify why people remarry. Let's look at what the content is all about. We have discussed in our previous session about divorce, the impact of divorce on children, and we said that sometimes some of the impact has to do with even how to live with some other significant people like step parents. It means that when there is divorce, sometimes people get married again. That is, the partners who are divorced decide to remarry, and we want to look at why people decide to remarry, and then look at some trends when it comes to remarriage, men and women who are likely to get married early or marry again when there is an issue of divorce. I must say that our society is still a marriage-oriented one. That is why always we see the pressure coming from society or people around us. Even when people, based on some reasons, would have to wait and get married at a later time, people think that they are of age. Chronologically, their age determine when they should get married. And so we are pushing people into marriages based on how we perceive marriage to be in our society. So we say in our society, we are marriage-oriented people. Therefore, a high percentage of people who divorce, particularly those in their 20s and 30s, eventually remarry. Meaning those, depending on your age, some people are old enough and they think that after divorce, there is no need entering into another marriage. But those who are so young will have the interest to get married again. And we are saying that the younger people, we are looking at those within the age brackets of 20s and 30s. Let us look at the remarriage rates. We look at the trends and barriers. Most people are not in a hurry to marry. Only about 1 in 6 people who divorce have already found someone they want as a new partner. Maybe because of the emotional trauma that people go through when they divorce. Getting married again sometimes becomes a challenge to them. About 1/4 of divorced people remarry within 1 year. That is the statistics. And with 1/2 marrying within 3 years. And then, as we have already mentioned, the younger person at a divorce stands a greater chance of getting married again. Most experts suggest that people should marry at least 4 years after divorce. It is believed that after this time, you would have been able to work on yourself, you would have been able to work on your emotions, so that entering into a different relationship or marriage wouldn't bring about those things, those emotions from divorce homes. You bring it into your new marriage. So we are saying that you need to take your time, wait and get healed, emotionally healed, before you enter into a different marriage. And it is recommended that at least 4 years is enough to heal the wounds. Research has indicated that on the average, for women, they normally take their time when it gets to remarriage. Some even don't even want to get married again. But for our men, most of them are able to heal so fast and they are able to cope and therefore ready to enter into a different marriage. And so we are looking at why second marriages are different. And per our discussion so far, we see a lot of studies have proved that because people enter into the second marriages with so many experiences. Sometimes they are so careful that divorcing again, it's quite minimal as compared to first marriages. Many couples see their first marriage as a kind of training school, and so to them it's a diploma. And so the second marriage becomes the real thing that they are doing. So they go there with all the lessons from the previous marriages. And because of that, first marriages with a little thing because of the expectations that we entered with. But with this one, once we have the experiences and we've gathered a lot, the little conflict that comes, we are able to manage it. So divorce with second divorce, getting divorced in a second marriages sometimes is minimal as compared to our first marriages. We are also saying that there are many reasons, and we want to look at some of the two reasons why people enter into second marriages. Most second marriages are entered into by people who have already experienced a divorce and would dissolve a less than satisfying relationship. As I mentioned earlier on, because they have gone through a lot. I mean, when they are even dissatisfied in some angle, probably they have to exercise some patience because of the previous experience. And secondly, we are saying that rape marriages are more complex structure. It is very complex as compared to first marriages. Complex because people come with previous experiences. Sometimes people come with even stepchildren and other things. So it becomes so complex that we need to deal with. In general, remarriage are happy marriages. The couple is older when the marriage occurs, which increases the chance for stability in the marriage. Partners are more likely to understand what they want and need in a spouse. The couple usually has different expectations and more tolerance in the second marriage, as we've already mentioned. And they are often more tolerant to some issues like housework and money, which may have caused more major conflict in the first marriage. So they are well experienced, so they are able to adjust better in the second marriage. Thank you.